ग्वालियर से सरदार जनकोजी शिंदे और सरदार दत्ताजी शिंदे, इंदौर से सरदार मल्हार राव होळकर।
बोल धरती जयकारा, गगन है सारा गूंजा रे। जग में लहराया न्यारा ध्वज है हमारा ऊंचा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए,
सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए।
रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए।
हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
जो रक्त है तन में बहता,
वो हमसे है ये कहता।
सम्मान के बदले जान भी दे तो नहीं है घाटा रे।
युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
सच के सिपाही अलबेले राही, क्या जानते हो तुम? जब तुम नहीं थे हम कब यही थे, हम भी थे जैसे तुम। तुम ध्यान में थे, तुम प्राण में थे, जैसे जन्म जन्म। जब तीर तुम पे बरसे तो जैसे घायल हुए थे हम। देखो तो मुझसे कह के मैं जान दे दूं तुम पे, क्या तुम नहीं ये जानते? दुविधा के आगे जब नारी जागे, हिम्मत से काम ले। चूड़ी उतारे, कंगन उतारे, तलवार थाम ले।
मैंने लिया आज शपथ है, वीरों का पथ है मेरा रे। लक्ष्य अपना जो बना लूं, वहीं पे डालू डेरा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए। सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए। रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए। हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। जो रक्त है तन में बहता, वो हमसे है ये कहता। सम्मान के बदले जान भी दे तो नहीं है घाटा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठाए जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
श्रीमंत नाना साहेब पेशवा को पेशवाई तलवार पेश की जाती है।
All right, we're absolutely exposing the facts right here. We're absolutely destroying the opposition in terms of the rumor that's going around that Usyk is and Fury, their second fight in October, will be for undisputed. However, there are no reports out that insinuate what Eddie Hearn has been saying. He said, "Well, it's under his assumption that the exemption had already been granted. However, there has been no case made exactly from the sanctioning body. The sanctioning bodies have not released a statement themselves. We have nothing but smoke and mirrors and Usyk hype jobs, and people are hyping up Usyk. His fangirls are just absolutely out of control, wanting him and Fury to fight for undisputed in October. That's a fabricated situation because the IBF has already released their statement days ago, and I understand people are coming up with a scenario where they see that their fighter or their favorite fighter maintain his belt and everything like that, but let's be realistic here. The sanctioning bodies are not going to say that they're going to strip you like that. Without stripping you, I'm guarantee you that the IBF championship will be on the line between Philip Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois. The clown show, the clown show is over. The exemption is over. This whole entire negotiation over this exemption is absolute clown worthy, ass clownery on a higher level, my friend. The IBF has not released such a statement, and I have never ever seen a sanctioning body pull back after it's already stated. It already stated that they will strip them. It is that simple. It is that simple. This exemption has not been granted. So why are there influencers that are out there spreading this bullcrap narrative? This is part of the narrative. I understand Usyk is a good fighter. Yes, he's a good fighter. But don't fanboy for him for not fighting Hrgovic for over a year or two. He had an opportunity. I mean, they had an opportunity to put together the fight. You can't blame, he was in negotiations with Tyson Fury. Because Usyk, before this fight, I mean, Usyk hasn't fought in a while, man. Like, his fight with Dubois was ages ago, man. Like come on, man. People are acting like Usyk came off of a war and defeated Tyson Fury or something. About a year's work right there in between those fights. So it's not like Usyk is this warring horse that's absolutely destroying his opposition. No, he's fighting. He's picking his fights minimal times a year. No different than what we've seen other fighters do in this modern time in boxing. Fighting 2-3 times a year at the very most. Usyk, on the other hand, he's becoming more and more prone to giving this media support that kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest with you, considering that he won via robbery, yet he is getting extremely high praise. Like he won anything outside of a robbery. So why should he get rewarded for winning a fight via robbery? For not fighting is mandatory for over a year. You know what I mean? This is fact. This is facts. This is the same instance where Joshua Buatsi approached Eddie Hearn to fight Dimitri Bivol. And what happened? What happened? An argument took place, and next thing you know, Joshua Buatsi is over at boxing. The facts are there. The exposure is there. And it's no longer a situation where you can say that Usyk is definitely deserving of that. Is he deserving of a world championship? Is he deserving of these accolades at heavyweight? Yeah, he had the Tyson Fury fight, but at what cost? At what cost? You have to read these little rules and bylaws that the sanctioning bodies provide. Otherwise, you don't know what a fighter is going to run into afterwards. You have to understand that there's obviously two sides to boxing. There's the actual sport itself, and there's the business itself. Now, some people might think that there's a third side to boxing, but that's for the street-minded individuals like myself who believe that there's some stuff that starts in the backstage area, but that's for another day. Kind of like your backstage promoting crap. Caleb Plant smacking Charlo, getting a little social media famous. There's that mysterious third, that social media part. I say that the modern fighter is getting more and more involved with, and whether it be Instagram, Twitter, you have these fighters who are mainly just putting asses in seats because of their social media profile size. And yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. As long as they put asses in seats, in which is something that the sport of boxing needs. However, something that the sport of boxing needs is to clean up the junk out of the sport. The smoke and mirrors, the clownery. But that's not going to stop until the Association of Boxing Commissions actually cracks down on this stuff. They will never sit back and let the whole entire aspect of boxing and making money and pushing on that fighter because he makes that money. They're not going to screw over that big payday for the whole entire sport. When you see big stars that are winning gifts, it's obviously why they're getting the gift decision. It's so they can keep the money on top, not dispersed out amongst a few. Where you could have one guy, two guys, three guys, four guys, five guys from one stable going out there and making multiple millions of paydays. So you can't be oblivious to the facts.
Enchanter of all servants, captivating the mind, reveling in the dance of the rasa, beloved of divine yogis, embodiment of Radha. I am your servant, O Madhava. I bow to the temple of love. I revere Krishna, the beloved. Ananda Kanda Shubha, Namasuna Natashrayam, Govardhana Dharaka, Vishupalakam Cha, Yashoda Kucha Saukyam, Radhika Kama Prabhu, Navanita Nadam Namami, Prema Krishna Priya. Enchanter of all servants, captivating the mind, reveling in the dance of the rasa, beloved of divine yogis, embodiment of Radha. I am your servant, O Madhava. I bow to the temple of love. I revere Krishna, the beloved. Ananda Kanda Shubha, Namasuna Natashayam, Govardhana Dharaka, Vishupalakam Cha, Yashoda Kucha Saukyam, Radhika Prabhavam, Navanita Nadam Namami, Prema Krishnam Priyam. Sweetness of the dance of gold, wearing the attire of a cowboy. Krishna dark and beautiful, all of the heart full of grace, adorned with divine act, spread sweets. I bow to the blossom. I bow to the Enchanter of all servants, captivating the mind, reveling in the dance of the rasa, beloved of divine yogis, embodiment of Radha. I am your servant, O Madhava. I bow to the temple of love. I revere Krishna, the beloved. Ananda Kanda Shubha, Namasuna Natashrayam, Govardhana Dharaka, Vishupalakam Cha, Yashoda Kucha Saukyam, Radhika Kama Prabhu, Navanita Nadam Namami, Prema Krishna Priya. Enchanter of all servants, captivating the mind, reveling in the dance of the rasa, beloved of divine yogis, embodiment of Radha. I am your servant, O Madhava. I bow to the temple of love. I revere Krishna, the beloved. Ananda Kanda Shubha, Namasuna Natashayam, Govardhana Dharaka, Vishupalakam Cha, Yashoda Kucha Saukyam, Radhika Prabhavam, Navanita Nadam Namami, Prema Krishnam Priyam. Sweetness of the dance of gold, wearing the attire of a cowboy. Krishna dark and beautiful, all of the heart full of grace, adorned with divine act, spread sweets. I bow to the blossom. I bow to the I bow to the
time to go to war now with these guns.
चमके सितारे देखो हमारे शत्रु तो सारे हारे जय हो। हम वो सिपाही जो है सदा ही रूप शिवा का धारे जय हो। हे आज अंधेरे छटे हैं, कम हुए हैं घटे हैं, कल जो दुश्मन यहाँ थे आज पीछे हटे हैं। गाती ये धरती है, गाता ये अंबर है, गाती है सारी हवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों में शिवा, प्राणों में शिवा, हर घड़ी में शिवा, हर दिशा में शिवा आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों में शिवा, प्राणों में शिवा, हर घड़ी में शिवा, हर दिशा में शिवा आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा।
मराठी मातीचा छत्रपती सह्याद्रीचा आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज गा वंदितो तुम्हा शिवराया राहू दे कृपेची छाया आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज गा।
सारी दीवारें भी सारी तलवारें भी तुमने दुश्मन की अब तोड़ दी है। आई थी आंधियां जिस दिशा से यहाँ उस दिशा मोड़ती है।
पार उतरना ही था ये तो करना ही था ये तो होना ही था सुन ले भाऊ। उनको जाना ही था हमको आना ही था ये तो होना था भाऊ।
हाँ देश भी आज अपना है, देश पे राज अपना है, अपना ही तो सिंहासन है और जो है ताज अपना है। हिम्मत की अग्नि में लोहा पिघलता है, विश्वास हमको हुआ। तेरे मन में शिवा,
मेरे मन में शिवा,
सांसों में शिवा,
प्राणों में शिवा,
हर घड़ी में शिवा,
हर दिशा में शिवा
आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों में शिवा, प्राणों में शिवा, हर घड़ी में शिवा, हर दिशा में शिवा आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा।
अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरणं भवभयहरणं वन्दित चरणं रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायणानन्त शयन आदिनारायणानन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा राम आनन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायणानन्त शयन आदिनारायणानन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण
All right, time to expose these clowns with some old school rap right here.
Enchanter of all servants, captivating the mind, reveling in the dance of the rasa, beloved of divine yogis, embodiment of Radha. I am your servant, O Madhava. I bow to the temple of love. I revere Krishna, the beloved.
What's up?
Ananda Kanda Shubha, Nanda Surana Pashrayam. Govardhana Dharaka, Vishupalaka.
One moment, Jerson.
Yashoda Kucha Sokyam, Radhika Kama Prabhu, Navanita Nadam Namami, Prem Krishna Priya.
Jerson, what's going on, my friend? What's going on?
Chilling. How about you?
Absolutely destroying the YTBC with facts and logic, and absolutely comprehensively schooling anyone who thinks they know about this exemption situation with Alexander Usyk. What are your takes on what is going on currently?
When you're a unified champion, you can't fight every mandatory at once. So, yeah.
I mean, the fact is he was a mandatory for over a year. And Usyk had plenty of time in between Dubois and the February 18th, the original February 18th date, to get Hrgovic out of the way. However, that negotiation never came.
Well, the original date for the Fury fight was December, so he was preparing for that, and then they delayed again, and then again.
Yeah, the facts are that Usyk, there's by rules and bylaws for a reason. You know what I mean? It's so the sport of boxing will not be held up. by somebody avoiding someone like Filip Hrgovic.
He's not
You know,
avoiding him.
Usyk would get destroyed by Hrgovic, first off. Hrgovic is too dirty for him. He'll punch him in the dick. He'll rabbit punch the shit out of Usyk, and Usyk would be in for a fight.
How did that go for? How did the dirty tactics go for Fury?
Well, Usyk won via robbery. That's a different story. You know,
No,
that right
What
there.
happened on the Discord?
I sat there and I explained to you on the Discord the context of why it was easily an 8-4, 9-3 Fury.
And there was no common sense behind it. Some rounds Fury won, but Usyk was one pushing for the fight. Fury wasn't landing enough at most times. There was very successful rounds he had, but he did not have enough successful rounds to be the
How
winner
can you
of the
say he
fight.
didn't have enough successful rounds? He was sitting there peppering away at Usyk, and Usyk is sitting here landing 1-2 shots here and there.
Usyk
Like
landed
what fight? Tell me what fight were you watching? Because you clearly weren't counting how many punches Fury was landing. You were counting all that Usyk was landing.
A lot of them were landing on the guard. Usyk landed cleaner, more effective shots, and he was cutting the ring.
That's a all right. So here's what I'm trying to explain to you. Usyk was sitting there landing a bunch of gloves on elbows, not scoring
really.
shots. Not scoring shots.
He was landing 1-2s, jab to the head, 2s to the body, overhand lefts.
And outside of the 9th round, I give him a maximum of 3 rounds. A maximum of 3 rounds, including the knockdown. That right there was absolute clown work. And that right there is why I'm backing the IBF right here. And I do not see them lifting the exemption. There's nothing official about them lifting the exemption. The IBF is known for screwing things up. I mean, look at what happened to Joe Calzaghe. You know what I mean? Because of the Manfredo situation. He didn't want to fight another bum, so he decided to fight somebody who was a top tier guy that he could fight against. Because of the IBF's mandatory status, I'm not going to get enough money fighting this guy, right? So you can either vacate your IBF belt and take it like a man and go fight somebody for more money, or follow the IBF's rules and quit holding up the sport of boxing in that sanctioning body. I mean, come on. Hrgovic has been sent back for a year or two now, man. Come on.
He has been, but there's been a lot of things in the way, too. Like the undisputed fight and other mandatories. Because remember, Usyk has 4 belts. That's a lot of mandatories to handle.
Since he's had the title, since he's had won the title off of Anthony Joshua, he's only defended his belt against 1 mandatory in Daniel Dubois, and that is it. The WBA regular champion. The WBA regular champion cashed in and got his ass handed to him. That's what happened.
Here's the thing. There was obviously a rematch clause in favor of Joshua, so he had to fight him again. Then he tried to pursue the undisputed fight. Then there was other mandatories as well for the longest, like Daniel Dubois. He did that fight in Poland, and then he wanted to pursue the undisputed fight, and then it kept on getting delayed because of Fury. Nothing against Fury. I know stuff happens, like injuries and things of that nature. That's just the name of the game.
So you're supporting someone holding up the division just because they're a world champion? Is that what you're telling me?
He has multiple titles and multiple mandatories, and each of the champions that he has fought have rematch clauses in their contracts. It's just an unfortunate situation. Do I feel for Hrgovic? Of course, but things get in the way, especially when you have so many sanctioning bodies and contracts.
This is a situation here where I'm not surprised how the IBF is working here. You know, the IBF have every single right in the world to establish domain in this situation. Either fight the mandatory or let someone else fight for the vacant belt. I mean, it's that simple. That's one thing I do respect the IBF highly on doing. You know what I mean? The IBF is like the Wild West. You don't know if the sanctioning body is going to strip you like they did Bud Crawford, therefore elevating or giving Boots Ennis an opportunity to be elevated to the IBF status and earning his way against Roman Villa. You know, and Boots Ennis is an example of somebody who is, you know, number one in the IBF, who is avoided in his weight class, for example. And yet people are like, oh, he's too young, or Crawford's eyeing 154, whatever case. But the facts are that you can't duck number one in the IBF forever. And that's the problem. People think, oh, because it's the IBF, it's less important. Well, if the IBF has a world championship belt and you don't fight their mandatory, this is the result. The same result that happened to Bud Crawford. The same result that happened to Joe Calzaghe. But Bud Crawford and Joe Calzaghe have one thing in common that all these Usyk fanboys don't understand. And that's they took it like a man. They know to take it like a man. They're not going to sit there and complain about, oh, there goes the IBF belt. Oh, there goes the undisputed fight. I mean, business is business, my friends. It's a hard fact. It's like I said earlier in the stream, Jerson. There's two sides to boxing. There's the tactical aspect, the in-ring aspect, and there's the business aspect, right? And some people believe that there's a third aspect where, you know, your outside promotional stuff, or, you know, people like Caleb Plant smacking Jermall Charlo in the face. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And so you gotta love the sport of boxing in all parts of it, man. And if you don't understand that, then you really don't understand the sport at all. And that's going to everybody.
With all due respect, do not question my knowledge on the sport.
I'm not questioning your knowledge. I'm just making a point to the populace, to the masses that will be listening in when they rehear the stream. So, moving on. Who do you have winning between Virgil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu? And, oh yeah, Jerson, what did I tell you? Oh, I told you so. That this fight would be happening months and months ago.
I was hoping
and nobody believed me. And nobody believed me, but look at it now. I mean, Tim Tszyu, yeah, he had that fight against Fundora, and Fundora did well. But that's example of the reason why things like timing in business, timing for preparation, right? Lessons like that, us as boxing fans, boxing hardcores, myself, knowing how to fight, the situation of preparation is very, very important. In preparation for getting ready for war, I mean, it takes time. And if you don't have that time, you're going to show up ill-equipped. And Tim Tszyu, he was missing something against Sebastian Fundora that he usually comes in a fight with. You know, I feel like he didn't have enough time to get adjusted to somebody who's 6'5", almost 6'6". And with long, slender arms like Slender Man in the
Well,
Ender realm or something.
Well, all I gotta say, it's a great fight. I look forward to it. I was hoping for it to happen for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Fundora, yeah, he's kind of like that thorn in the side of it being a championship fight. But I think I think that's may that be a lesson to Tim Tszyu to give himself more time against somebody of height like that, like when your opponent is 5'11", 6 foot tall, and next thing you know, you're preparing for a guy who's 6'5", 6'6". You know, that's gonna take time to adjust the preparation, get your timing and range down right, to make sure your power is gonna land. You know, Tim Tszyu packs a lot of power in his punches, and he wasn't able to land some of that, and it really tested his. I mean, he overexerted himself at certain points, but he did very well with making it a fight. I really enjoyed watching his effort. However, I had Fundora winning that fight beforehand, stylistically, and taking in consideration that there's only not even 10, 13 days of preparation. So it was just a gimme fight. It was a little bit of common sense because you're talking about 5.5 inches of height, 6.5 inches of height here. Oh, difference that you have to learn in less than 2 weeks' time, Jerson. Like, you understand what I'm saying here? That takes time, and not a lot of fight. And Fundora is not some regular string bean that's being thrown up to make it look like a circus act for Tim Tszyu to beat up on. You know, Fundora is he actually has his technical prowess that people underestimated. And yeah, did he get cracked? Hell yeah, he did. It was funny watching the draft get cracked, but the draft had the last laugh when his hand was raised, when he was named winner by unanimous decision and the new WBC and WBO world champion. I mean, it's facts. I mean, that's why you show up at that moment. That's why mindset is just as important as going in or having the picture perfect training camp. Because let me educate you guys. There are fighters who have picture perfect training camps and absolute shit performances. And I've seen people have absolute great training camps and go out there and get absolutely destroyed by someone who had a so-so training camp. Why is that, Jerson? Why is that? Because it's the mindset on that day. Is he nervous? I'm not saying, oh, go through a whole entire training camp cycle and not do anything. I'm just saying a lot of these guys have weak mindsets on the day of going into that fight. And if you can crack into the mind of a fighter of how strong they are mentally, you will know their mindset going into the night of the fight. Not all this, oh, how he looks 2 weeks away from the fight. Yeah, I pay attention to how they act in training, how they perform in training, yeah? But I also got to look at their mindset. For example, Ryan Garcia, I know he was a troll. I know he's a troll. But because somebody's trolling doesn't necessarily mean they're telling a lie. Okay? I mean, he was doing a whole lot of trolling and bringing in facts. He was edgelording quite a bit too. He was bringing in the facts. and absolutely annihilating celebrities and things of that nature. So, what are your thoughts about that, Jason?
Art of war, deception.
I mean, the art of deception and smoke and mirrors. I mean, did you not win, or did you not read the Art of War by Sun Tzu, Jerson?
No.
I mean, it's. I mean, the Art of War shows a lot of things, man. If I were you, I'd read it, bro. Because if you ever have somebody that shows up to you and wants to make things like a mind game and stuff like that, just take some notes from the Art of War. I guarantee you will have an understanding of what it's like to be in a level infinity edgelord. You know what I mean? It's like the ultra instinct of being an edgelord. And brother, let me tell you that I'm on level infinity edgelord every day of the week, 24/7, 365. All right then, Jerson. We have an update in regards to. Oh, did you see the documentary? The new documentary exposing the Haney's?
From BDA?
Uh, uh, it's the one that he was he had brought up, but BDA had brought it up. Yes.
What's it called?
Oh man, shoot! I literally just got done watching the dang thing.
Go to your YouTube history very quick.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on right now on my device, as it were.
You there, Telk? Telk?
Look up the Exodus Files.
That's the name of the YouTube channel?
Yes. The Exodus Files is the channel that you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the Exodus Files. It's Devin Haney. I mean, try to watch it before they try to smear that shit. You know what I mean? Because people are putting out more and more of these videos. I mean, let me know if they took down the video or not.
They got it. 59,000 views in 3 days.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Because before somebody starts crying misinformation or something like that, I think it's important for individuals to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like another film that we were avid about talking about, The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
A film that we were very avid to see before it was taken out of theaters, and wondering if we could ever see it again and whatnot. So, what is your idea situation for Filip Hrgovic versus Daniel Dubois? So let's just say, like, give me a. Would you agree, for example, if the IBF determines that Filip Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois indeed would be for the IBF championship? Let's just say that would stand and no exemption is confirmed. Let's say.
Sorry, what?
What were you gonna say?
If Dubois wins, I don't think the IBF will be as adamant. If Hrgovic wins, I think they'll be more adamant about mandating the rematch. But if Dubois wins, I could see a scenario where they put him against the winner of Zhang Wilder for the mandatory spot.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, let's just say it's for the championship, though. The IBF says it's championship.
Oh, if
right?
it's for the championship, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
of course, we know that Joshua would be next in line, most definitely. It being all Matchroom pulling the strings here. So we have to definitely see. Have to definitely see how that goes. Because I like to see Hrgovic beat up Anthony Joshua. Why not? That'd be a fun fight.
I haven't seen enough of Hrgovic, to be honest, to determine that.
He's a dirty fighter, man. He'll punch you in the dick and rabbit punch you if you start fighting dirty with him, man. Like that's a funny thing about him. He's like a modern day Andrew Galata, but he has a higher boxing IQ than Andrew Galata, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
But he's not messed up with making a fight dirty. You know what I mean? Just to pick a fight. He's not messed up with making it technical to pick up a win, because he has multiple looks, multiple fronts.
Yeah.
So Filip Hrgovic, it's really a double-edged sword. What side of him are you gonna get? Are you gonna get the technical, precise, landing punches and backing up the points? Or is the animal going to come out and annihilate his opposition? And I'd say this. If Usyk does not do something about this, if I were Usyk, I would say, all right, Fury, let's see what we can work out. But I think that either they go ahead and let this Hrgovic thing roll out and come back to the undisputed fight later on down the line, in which I do not see happening, or I see this belt getting stripped. I do not see Hrgovic. Hrgovic has been banging on the door for 2 years now. And he's already pissed off. His camp is pissed off. I'm telling you, litigation. We're talking lawyers and all kinds of other stuff that's ready to pull the shit out from all underneath this anyway. So now that you understand that contracts and the pressure has built up to a point where the IBF cannot turn back and say, hey guys, here's another round of step aside money, because the time frame has ran out, is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And when that time runs out, it's not like the IBF can keep on handing step aside money and step aside money and step aside money to somebody who has been at that position for that long, making the money. And that's the facts. Filip Hrgovic, he may not have the biggest following, but he has a very decent following. Most definitely. And he has the potential to keep on growing, but the situation is he has to keep on working before he gets too old, of course. So
Definitely.
Congratulations to Arslanbek Makhmudov for picking up a victory. And, the usual routine, squish another can, don't act like you did anything special, and see you guys in 2 to 4 weeks, or 2 to 4 months.
He should be more active.
Why would you say that?
So he can get into contention.
Contention for what?
I don't know, the top guys.
Like who? What top guys?
Maybe the loser of Dubois and Hrgovic.
I'm so much at an angle, put it that way. The loser of that fight wouldn't even be worthy of stepping in the ring with me in the first place. Matter of fact, there's world champions up there that aren't even worthy of even stepping in the ring with me. The majority of them are bums that are protected by contracts and lawyers, and a lot of them are fakes anyway, so I don't like it. They need to fix that shit in the sport. Quit manufacturing these fake-ass individuals and actually start producing real 100% hard fighters. Not this bullcrap. Arslanbek Makhmudov. That's not a manufactured fighter. Devin Haney, a definitely manufactured fighter. I'm under the assumption, and I've been hearing rumors about this, right? That some certain fighters' boxing careers is no more than shooting a movie on a movie set, or like shooting scenes on a movie set, because that's what they want to make it seem like it is, but it really is not. If that makes sense, if you're following my speed. I mean, us hardcores know rig fights, real fights, and the clowns, they want to make sure that the smoke and mirrors game continues, and we need clarity in the sport of boxing, not all this bullshit.
नमामि शमीशान निर्वाणरूपम् विभुं व्यापकं ब्रह्मवेदस्वरूपम्
Here, Tom.
निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं
Yeah, just chilling, watching music, man. Chilling and listening to music.
Why you changed to this meme instead of the Greek one?
What's up, bro?
Why'd you change your style from telekinesis to this?
Because the trolling.
I think I personally prefer the Telk era or the style. Fits you more. Or if you want to go even more old school, Forerunner Vladimir.
Yeah, but you know, that right there is more for a separate platform. You know what I mean? And that era, as you put it, is in the past. You know what I mean? There's levels, there's mountains you have to climb, and you know.
Well, you need to bring it back.
The Forerunner Vladimir era is past, and after that, I was known as the Redeemer, and that passed, and then we had Telkinese, right? And that form took time, but that has passed, right? And this right here is actually a transitionary profile and transitionary name, and then we will transition later on today, actually, to a new name all the way across multiple profiles. And that's facts.
Cool.
No, I'm trolling. I'm considering changing my name back to Telkinese Sports Media. But we have to see what happens. Because that's the only thing that keeps me from... This is the only thing that keeps me from absolutely destroying the whole entire YTBC, right? Because if the Telkinese profile comes back, it's going to be like bringing back a monster. It's going to be the return of Godzilla. You gotta understand that. This is Godzilla. This is Godzilla tearing down Tokyo. Everybody like, yo, no more Godzilla.
We need that. We need the return of the Telkinese.
There's levels, bro. There's levels to this, bro. Because the actual forming, the actual becoming of the telekinesis, my friend, they do not need that. They do not need the telekinesis, bro. I've been warning them for a long time. You know, that's the reason why I changed my name to this. And it's been this name for weeks and weeks now. And, you know, people are probably like, oh, where's Telka? Where's Telka? Right?
Yes, people have actually asked me where you were because you changed your name.
What a good trolling, right? It's a good long-term troll. I love trolling, man. Name trolling. See, YouTube allows you to change your name twice in a 30-day time period. So yeah, why not, right?
I guess.
I mean, I was thinking about calling it Telkinese Carniceria or something like that, bro. So, yeah.
You know, actually, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, I just have to take pictures of Carniceria workers putting work in. You know what I mean? So. That would be an absolutely crazy theme. I would have to delete some background pictures and PFPs and whatnot. But I would have to definitely see if there's a few things for the new model that I'm coming up with here very shortly.
All right.
But if you want to, we will have a meeting at the meeting at your channel, the Cool Kids. So most definitely, we could talk about the direction of the channel and what the boxing passion. What's the next era for Forerunner Vladimir, aka the Redeemer, aka Telkinese, aka the Boxing Peshawar. So we're gonna close out the show and we're gonna meet up over at Cool Kids. So hold on tight. This is the outro. This is the Boxing Peshawar. Please mute the mic. Here we go.
God bless. See ya.
God bless.
चमके सितारे देखो हमारे शत्रु तो सारे हारे जय हो हम वो सिपाही जो है सदा ही रूप शिवा का धारे जय हो हे आज अंधेरे छटे हैं कम हुए हैं घटे हैं कल जो दुश्मन यहाँ थे आज पीछे हटे हैं गाती ये धरती है गाता ये अंबर है गाती है सारी हवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा हर घड़ी में शिवा हर दिशा में शिवा आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा हर घड़ी में शिवा हर दिशा में शिवा आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा
छत्रपती सह्याद्रीचा 8वे शिवाजी राजा आज गा वंदितो तुम्हा शिवराया राहू दे कृपेची छाया 8वे शिवाजी राजा आज गा
सारी दीवारें भी सारी तलवारें भी तुमने दुश्मन की अब तोड़ दी है आई थी आंधियां जिस दिशा से यहाँ उस दिशा मोड़ती है
पार उतरना ही था ये तो करना ही था ये तो होना ही था सुन ले भाऊ उनको जाना ही था हमको आना ही था ये तो होना था भाऊ
हाँ देश भी आज अपना है देश पे राज अपना है अपना ही तो सिंहासन है और जो है ताज अपना है हिम्मत की अग्नि में लोहा पिघलता है विश्वास हमको हुआ तेरे मन में शिवा
मेरे मन में शिवा
सांसों में शिवा
प्राणों में शिवा
हर घड़ी में शिवा
हर दिशा में शिवा
आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों